The man box is full of proof, except that there is no man box. The man box can never be filled, and real men don't need proof. Let's start with Abraham and Isaac. You know the story. God tells Abraham to slit his child's throat. Abraham ties up his son, raises the knife, and at the last moment, God says it was a test. End of story. Lesson? Abraham shows by his willingness to violate his child the proof of his word. And Isaac learns that his father was willing to kill him rather than act against the cult of masculinity, against the rules of the man box. There are many rules of the man box, even though there is no man box and there are no rules. Why call it a box when it's the way things are? And why call it a rule when it's who you are? Rule 1, there is no man box. Rule 2, there is no box but the man box, and thou shalt have no other boxes before it. Rule 3, that's the way things are. Rule 4, that's who you are. So I'm at a restaurant, and I overhear one guy say to another that he's in pain. The other responds, suck it up, when are you going to quit being such a woman? So yes, I understand that men are taught to not feel. Yes, I understand that the cult of masculinity is all about not feeling. I understand that must be hard. But honestly, I don't give a shit about understanding the emotional state of members of the cult of masculinity, except insofar as that understanding might help stop them. It's a bit late in the game to be worried about the feelings of perpetrators. The ones I care about are their victims. Because the man box isn't about putting men in a box. It's about putting everyone else in the box. The box of other, of less than, of trophies, the box of the violable, the box of targets, the box of victims, the box of violated, the box of proof of the men's own manhood. Have you ever done the math on how many women who are alive right now have been raped? There are almost 7 billion people on the planet, so there are about 3.5 billion women. About 1 in 4 women is raped in their lifetime, another 1 in 5 end up rape victims. So more than 800 million women living today will be raped in their lifetimes. Let's say half of those have not yet been raped. So 400 million women living now have been raped, and another now, and another now. This also means, among many other things, that unless a few men are excruciatingly busy, there are a lot of rapists out there. A lot of members of the cult of masculinity. A lot of men who adhere to the rules of the man box. But you already knew that. But of course there is no man box, and there can be no man box. Because if there were a man box, that would mean there's something outside the man box. And there's nothing outside the man box because there can be nothing outside the man box. And there can be nothing outside the man box because there must be nothing outside the man box. Because if there were, well, there isn't, and can't be, and mustn't be. Because if there were, that would mean members of the cult of masculinity are somnipotent. That's completely potent as they must be. And also because if there were, why would any victims put up with this shit? So there must not be a man box because everything must be part of the man box. That is, everything's violable, and everything must be violated. Rule 5, which is actually Rule 1, which is actually the only rule there is. I exist only insofar as I violate you. But of course, Rule 5 does not exist, nor does Rule 1. The other day I saw an astronomer saying why I thought it was important to explore Mars and other planets. It will, he said, answer that most important question of all. Are we all alone? I have an even more important question. Is he fucking crazy? No, just a member of the cult of masculinity. Did you know that 200 years ago there were flocks of passenger pigeons so large they darkened the sky for days at a time? And flocks of Eskimo curlews so thick that 10, 15, 20 birds would fall to a single shot? There were so many whales in the North Atlantic that they were a hazard to shipping, and there were runs of salmon so thick they would keep you awake all night with the slapping of their tails against the water. And he asks, we're all alone. Only if you're a member of the cult of masculinity, in which case you are, of course, alone with other members of your cult, because you declare yourself to be the only one who matters, the only one who does it too, as opposed to everyone else to whom it is done. Did you know that this culture is driving Turner species extinct each and every day? Did you know that stolid scientists are saying the oceans could be devoid of fish in 50 years? And do you know why? And do you know that the world used to be filled with thousands of vibrant human cultures, and the human cultures are being driven extinct at an even faster relative rate than non-human species? Do you know why? The man box is full of women. It's full of passenger pigeons. It's full of whales. It's full of indigenous humans. The man box is full of the entire world. But the man box isn't full because the man box, which doesn't exist, can never be full. The psychiatrist R.D. Laing famously asked, how do you plug a void plugging a void? That's the question, isn't it? But of course it isn't a question. question because men don't have a void. And if they did have a void, they certainly wouldn't plug it with a void. Someone once told me that any hatred, or maybe any void, felt long enough no longer feels like hatred, whether like religion or economics or science or tradition or just the way things are. With all the world at stake, I need to speak plainly. The problem is that within this patriarchy, identity itself is based on violation. Violation becomes not merely an action, but an identity, who you are and how you in society define who you are. Within this patriarchy, men's masculinity defines itself by identifying others, any and all others, as inferior, which is why those stupid fucking scientists can ask, are we all alone as they destroy the extraordinary life on this planet? As being therefore violable and then violating them. For men under this patriarchy, these acts of violating others are how we become who we are. They validate who we are. They then reaffirm who we are. As through these repeated acts of violation, we come to perceive each new violation as reinforcement, not only of our superiority over this other violated, but it's simply the way things are. So without this identification of others as inferior, without this violation, we are not. We are void. And so we must fill this void, filled with validations of our superiority, filled with violations, thus the rapes, thus the violation of every boundary set by every indigenous culture, thus the extinctions, thus the insane belief in an economic system based on infinite growth despite the fact that we live on a finite planet. Thus, the refusal to accept any limits on technological progress, more properly termed technological escalation, as it really involves an escalation of the leader's ability to control and violate at a distance on scientific knowledge. Thus, the sending a probe to penetrate the deepest fold of the ocean floor. Thus, the bombing of the moon. I was just watching this program on TV the other day, a nature program. I hate nature programs. And this one was about whales. And there was this line about the scientists saying, sperm whales have secrets that they don't want to. Sperm whales have secrets that they don't want us to know. And I just need to keep chipping away at them. That's it right there. You know, it's like if the sperm whales have a secret, just let them have their fucking secret. What makes this problem even worse is that because there are always those who have yet to be violated, and because this violation isn't really solving the needs it purports to meet, it's avoiding fucking void, this drive to violate is insatiable. This culture will continue to violate until there's nothing left to violate, nothing left. It's like I also read this thing the other day, just like 2 weeks ago, about how they're drilling in the Antarctic into this lake that has been underneath the ice in the Antarctic, and it's been separated from the atmosphere for 20 million years. And they're really excited to break through, to penetrate, to drill, can't make this stuff up, into this reservoir, but they're also really nervous because they don't know whether the drilling grease will contaminate this lake that's been non-contaminated for 20 million years. Okay, wait a second. You're actually going to put the grease into the lake and you're worried about whether it's going to contaminate. But of course they're not worried enough to actually not drill it. So what's at stake in this whole discussion is life on this planet. This cult of masculinity must not merely be left. It must not merely be exposed. It must be destroyed or will continue to violate its way to the end of all that's alive. But before we can leave this cult, we must understand that it is not all it is. There is a cult of masculinity. There is a man box, and you can leave them both. Burn this into your heart. This imperative to violate is not natural. It's cultural. It's cultural. And we must resist every effort by the abusers, by the violators, to naturalize this drive to violate. But this is what abusers, violators must do. They must attempt to convince themselves and everyone else that their way is the only way, that there is no other way. They must convince themselves and everyone else that not only is there nowhere outside the cult of masculinity, nowhere outside the man box, but indeed there exists neither a cult of masculinity nor a man box. There's only this way of life, which is not just a way of life, because it encompasses all that ever is, or ever was, or ever will be. It's everything, they say. But they're lying to themselves and to you. Even if they have an entire culture to back them up, they're still lying. We must never forget that. There is a cult of masculinity, and there is a man box, and we can leave them. We can not only leave them, we can destroy them. We must, with all the rule at stake.